Another common question that we get, which is a very big disappointment to a lot of people, is what if there's an error on my ticket? What if something that the officer wrote down on my traffic violation or on my criminal charges, what if it's not actually accurate? So they'll come to us and they'll say, hey, these are a bunch of errors on there. I think my whole ticket should be dismissed. My whole case should be dismissed. My DUI should be thrown out. And so the title of this video is, my car is not white, it's beige. Can I get my ticket dismissed? The answer, quite frankly, is no. All right, small, minor, little kind of details like that generally will not result in a total dismissal of your case, of your criminal charge, or even of your civil tickets. In a civil situation, what can happen is the officer will just amend the ticket, just amend the civil charge and say, okay, we're going to change it from beige to a white, or we're going to change your hair color from brown to black, or we're going to fix the direction of travel. They can make those changes to the citation. A prosecutor can do the same thing. So they'll take a look at the initial citation or the initial charges, and they can make corrections or additions. It is still important to note these, however. So just because it's not going to be dismissed right on its face, it doesn't mean that these are not problems with the officer's ability to make good observations or ability to keep good notes or to make a record of what actually happened. And so you can use these types of problems to actually show that the officer was not careful or was not considerate in actually doing his observations. Now you have to remember, an officer, one of their primary duties is to observe and report. They go out, they act as witnesses, they observe people who they allege are committing crimes, and their job is to note it, put it in a police report, and take accurate findings so that they can use these if the case goes to a trial. So if there's any of these errors, it's important to make note of it, but you have to understand that it's not going to be something that just makes your case go away just because of it. We get people all the time, my car's not white, it's gray. My car's not blue, it's a dark blue. My car's tan, it's not beige. There's all these different kind of little minor things that people will think that will justify their case being dismissed, and it just doesn't do that. The government has the opportunity to make those corrections. But some other things that we want you to keep an eye out on, all right? If your hair is a different color, your eyes are a different color, that can show that the officer maybe didn't identify you properly. If the officer can't identify you as the person who was behind the wheel while you were driving or involved in a crime or something like that, and the characteristics, the physical characteristics are different, it may show that there was somebody else who did it. So identification is a big issue. Similarly, direction of travel. Okay, if the officer said that you were going one way and in reality you were going the other way, it can show that he had a different vehicle. Other things like VIN number and driver's license number, these are important because these are numbers that tie you to the vehicle or they tie you to the traffic ticket. So if these are wrong, there may be some reporting issues that the government has. If you get convicted of this, how are they going to tie it to the right driver's license, to the right person? How are they going to try it to the right individual if the name's wrong? So these are important things to note, and certainly when you call our office, you want to make sure that we're aware of it, and you can tell us all these lists of different items. Same with car color. Okay, this is a very common one. People have issues with the officers calling their cars certain things when in reality they're not. Same with make and model. So it'll be a different year, or it'll be a not a Ford, it'll be a Hyundai or something like that. And same with middle names, times, and then the approximate speed. So people will look at the citation and they'll say, well, the speed was approximately. So that wasn't my actual speed, it was just approximately. That's right, it's just an approximation. In criminal cases, the police will go back, they will write a more detailed report. There's going to be a lot more evidence that's involved, especially if it's a criminal speeding type of a situation or a DUI. There's a lot more material involved, body cams, dash cams, GPS data, all sorts of other information that we want to dive into and get. But if you have any of these issues, certainly make note of it, but just don't expect that your case is going to be thrown out because they got the color of your car wrong. All right, if you find yourself in a situation like this and you have a bunch of these on there, give our office a call. We have worked with people in the past where the name is totally wrong. The officer wrote somebody's name completely wrong and handed them the ticket, or the driver's license, or something was egregiously wrong on the violation, which made it essentially impossible once the case went over to the prosecutor's office to make that connection. The ticket was so facially implausible, so bad, that the government could not move forward on that. So there are situations where these are going to be dispositive, but in most situations they'll just make a quick correction. So like I said, if you see any of these things, give us a call. We'll help walk you through it. Thanks for watching.